I mean, I came because it was the only opportunity I had in Texas, to be honest with you. And you know, at the time, I had no idea other than this is where I wanted to be and you know, get a foot in the door. And so, in fact, it was my dad who even told me, you know, after you read Friday Night Lights, that, you know, not every program you go to in Texas is going to be that storybook program. And then, of course, in 1996, my first year down here, it was, you know, and watched them all the way through the Judson game. So, yeah, I mean, it was obviously a fish out of water, but I was here for a reason, and I fell into the right place.
Final play of the game. Davis for the end zone, and it is caught. It's caught. It's a touchdown.
In the early 90s, two new faces showed up on the east side. Ed Workin would arrive in 1991 as the new athletic director of Galena Park ISD. In 1994, enter David Amon. From Abbeville, Louisiana, Amon took over the North Shore football program, which had never made the playoffs. This Louisianian would soon be the Kingfish in the Bayou City.
Basically, they'd never been in the playoffs, had very little success. So it needed to bring in a person that could lead them and get them to work hard and to achieve the goals that not only the district has, but what the kids' expectations and the parents' expectations are. It was things were down at Galena Park. Buildings were old, facilities weren't great, pay wasn't great. You know, for all that to change takes administration, community support. You got to do things right. You know, when you're in athletics and you're in North Shore football, you can't make a mistake because it'll be in the paper if you make a mistake. We didn't live with that kind of fear, but we knew what the expectation was. But what's fun is to, you know, David, you remember the old field house and and how things looked and you know, when obviously the bond had a big impact and the excitement of the football program was a big part of that push. But when you think about it, it helped everybody. I mean, our band is huge; they're great. Drill team's great. When North Shore's playing a game, there's just great support, whether going all the way up to Arlington. But you know, we kind of came from nothing to this. That makes it worth it.
Yeah.
You know.
Talk about when you get to North Shore, what did you have to change first? How did you change the culture of a team that had never been to the playoffs?
First of all, that it was going to get changed. They were going to see a day-to-day difference. A day-to-day difference in approach, in the work ethic, and the things the type of work we were going to do, and how they're going to go about working, the effort that they were going to provide, and we were going to do it in a humble, unselfish fashion, and because we were going to accentuate team, not individual, team.
The game with Baytown Lee was Texas high school football at its best, tough and defensive. Two undefeated, top-ranked teams battling for the top spot in District 22-5A. Last Friday night, North Shore would not be denied as they sacked Lee quarterback Clint Sterner 11 times.
As I got ready to take over the pro, I thought about all the ways that all the things that you're going to have to fight and develop and overcome in what has been their philosophy. Because now you, through daily orientation, which is a reminder constantly of what the expectations are, and it's almost indoctrination, so to speak. The difference in those two words is vast. But so how is it that you challenge them to want to be different, to want to work harder, to want to give your maximum? Because all we really wanted was all they had.
I credit that to all these drills that we do out here because we go full speed on everything we do. And there's a word that Coach Amon says all the time about committing. And we're committed to going full speed every time, and that's why we went full speed in the game. We didn't get tired.
In his first year behind running back DeAndre Hardiman, the Mustangs would make the playoffs and defeat Humble for its first playoff win. The program on the east side was established.